iPhone Fold, a breath of fresh air, but lacking an iconic feature. When renowned Apple analyst Ming talks, markets listen. That's because Kuo, located in Hong Kong, is in the center of Apple's Asia-Pacific supply chain. He knows all the vendors, watches the Apple gears in motion when any new iPhone is in the works, and is generally on the money. In a new interview, Kuo argues that the iPhone Fold, Apple's first smartphone with a folding screen, is real and it's coming next year. But he also warns that the corporation is having a hard time developing them fast enough to fulfill the predicted tremendous demand. A new rumor has just verified that the iPhone Fold would not have one of the distinctive features of the high-end iPhone range, Face ID. According to insiders, Apple was forced to abandon its facial recognition system since the sensor array could not fit inside the device's especially complicated body. iPhone Fold. Without Face ID, what will Apple replace it with? For many years, Face ID has been a hallmark of Apple's top phones, enabling rapid unlocking, excellent security, and a convenient experience. However, with this particular model, foldable iPhone therefore, Apple was compelled to find another approach. Previous sources have claimed that the smartphone will revert to employing a fingerprint sensor, or Touch ID as Apple puts it. However, installing the fingerprint sensor behind the screen also looks impractical. The explanation still derives from the space issue. The device body has too many components for the folding mechanism, hinge, specific display system, and a host of other components, making it impossible to put an advanced biometric module under the screen. So, what's the most logical solution? According to news sources and earlier leaks, the most likely option is Touch ID incorporated into the power button on the side of the device. This isn't a novel solution, as Apple has already adopted it on various iPad models, and numerous Android smartphone makers have also successfully used it. This solution avoids the need for Face ID or an under-display fingerprint sensor, while still guaranteeing consumers have a quick, easy, and familiar unlocking option. Many users will even find this method more practical than Face ID, especially in scenarios demanding speedy unlocking or when wearing a mask. Superior experience at the cost of looks. From a user-friendly perspective, Touch ID on the power button is a reasonably logical decision because it's easy to use, has few errors, is fast, and doesn't cause annoyance. It's tough to say this is the reason that would make users turn their backs on it. iPhone Fold, if there's anything that would make purchasers hesitate, it's probably the phone's unusual overall look. Leaked designs reveal Apple is aiming for a foldable gadget that is wider than it is tall when unfolded. The company's goal seems to be to build a gadget largely used in its foldable state, delivering an experience similar to the iPad mini, a real tablet phone combination. This also means that iPad apps could be ideally compatible with the device. The consequence of this design philosophy is that when folded, the gadget looks relatively short and thick, lacking the sleekness of modern notebook-style folding phones. For many, this design could be extremely unappealing at first glance. However, history has repeatedly proved that Apple's contentious designs still sell well provided they deliver a really distinctive experience. Many analysts expect the foldable iPhone it will still generate a sensation upon introduction, simply because it's Apple's first product in an entirely new segment, something loyal consumers have been waiting for a very long time. If you believe this design has potential but still want to continue with Android, there are also speculations that Samsung is preparing a Galaxy Z model with a similar design philosophy to Apple. Despite removing Face ID, an iconic feature that has been around for over a decade, the foldable iPhone still bears the signs of a strategic product: bold, unusual, and a chance at a new user experience. Touch ID on the power button may not be the right answer for everyone, but it's the most practical for a complex folding tablet. If what's being reported proves out to be accurate, next year might mark a huge turning point for Apple, not simply adding a new iPhone line, but opening up an entirely different direction for the future of the iPhone. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple's foldable iPhone is similar in appearance to Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold, which uses a book-like folding mechanism, rather than the clamshell design of the Z Flip. Industry analyst Ming anticipates the foldable iPhone to measure between 9 and 9.5 millimeters when folded and roughly 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters when unfolded. More recently, Weibo-based leaker Instant Digital has reported that the foldable iPhone will have a thickness of at least 4.8 millimeters. When folded, users will interact with a 5.5-inch outer display that is similar to a regular iPhone screen, while unfolding it will show a larger 7.8-inch iPad-style screen. These dimensions have been validated by 2 reputable sources. However, a more recent story by The Information indicates that the device will have a 5.3-inch front screen and a 7.7-inch inside display. According to one rumor, the inside folding display will be around the size of a piece of A6 paper and will utilize a 2713 by 1920 resolution, while the outer display will use a 2088 by 1422 resolution. The inside display is claimed to be almost crease-free, thanks to Apple's usage of a metal plate that can disperse and regulate the tension caused by bending the display, according to analyst Ming. Apple is rumored to be employing liquid metal in the hinges to boost longevity and assist in minimizing screen creasing. Liquid metal, made via a die casting process, has been chosen by Apple to address this common issue with foldable gadgets, according to the expert. Citing supply chain sources, Chinese site UDN believes that Apple has overcome the crease problem that has afflicted most foldable smartphones, and the foldable iPhone will be the first wrinkle-free foldable smartphone on the market. The foldable iPhone purportedly sports a titanium frame, with the hinge created from a combination of titanium and stainless steel, according to analyst Ming. The frame itself will use a titanium alloy to eliminate bending concerns, a strategy that has worked effectively for Apple's new ultra-thin iPhone Air. However, analyst Jeff Pugh believes that Apple is employing aluminum and titanium, whilst Kuo believes a mix of stainless steel and titanium has been chosen. The foldable iPhone is expected to contain a dual-lens rear camera, with a front-facing camera for both folded and unfolded modes, according to Kuo. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman recently validated speculations that the device will contain 4 cameras consisting of 1 front camera, 1 inside camera, and 2 rear cameras. Prolific Weibo-based leaker Digital Chat Station reports that the back dual lenses will be 48 megapixels apiece. Other sources have suggested that the inner display contains an underscreen camera, while the outside display, in the device's folded configuration, will have a punch-hole camera. A more recent story from The Information indicates that the outer display's camera will be set in the top left corner of the screen. The foldable iPhone will use Apple's second-generation C2 modem for cellular communication, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Apple unveiled its custom-designed C1 modem in the iPhone 16e earlier this year, followed by the C1X used in the iPhone Air, as part of a multi-year plan to migrate away from Qualcomm modems. Gurman said the foldable device will not have a physical SIM slot. Apple is putting a major focus on improving power efficiency by slimming down essential components like the display driver to create room for more battery cells, according to a Korean site that has revealed precise details about unannounced goods before. The phone will purportedly feature high-density battery cells. Expect the C2 modem to be quicker overall and for it to receive mid-wave support in the United States. Further power efficiency improvements are likely too. Apple is presently just testing variations of black and white for the folding phone with suppliers, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, although he believes that Apple's plans could shift before the product releases. Multiple sources have suggested the foldable iPhone will be priced between $2,000 and $2,500 in the United States, which might make it the most expensive iPhone ever. Meanwhile, analysts at investment banking firm UBS and Fubin Research estimate the phone will be either between $1,800 and $2,000 or around $2,399, respectively. However, Kuo recently said that the hinge is projected to bear an average selling price of roughly $70 to $80 when mass production begins, significantly below the market forecast of $100 to $120 or higher. Kuo credited the cost drop to assembly design optimization and Foxconn's impact on production scaling. Whether the reduction in hinge price will reduce retail price or simply enhance Apple's profitability is an interesting topic. Regardless of the price, the foldable is likely to tap into Apple's ardent fans, some of whom will consider it as a must-have device if its quality matches expectations. According to industry analyst Jeff Pugh, the device entered the new product introduction (NPI) phase at Foxconn in March 2025, while a November report from Chinese site UDN said that the device has now entered the engineering validation stage and Apple is gearing up for mass production. Foxconn is scheduled to officially start producing Apple's foldable iPhone early in the fourth quarter of October, and a recent source has revealed Apple is already hoarding components for pre-production. An exact launch date is currently unknown, although both Kuo and Pew believe mass production is scheduled during the second half of 2026. Bloomberg reporter Mark Gurman has indicated he expects the device will be unveiled next year in the fall season. However, Japan's Mizuho Securities banking business has suggested a postponement to 2027 could still happen because of Apple taking longer to decide on crucial design elements such as the hinge. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.